All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Super here, and welcome to another Mortal Kombat 1 video. So, Peacemaker has been out for almost a week. He's been out for 5 days, and the community has gotten a good taste of peace. And I'm pretty much just here to talk about what my opinions are on the character, whether I think he's the best character in the game, whether I think he's even good. Does he suck? Spoiler alert, he definitely does not suck. But how good is Peacemaker actually? And I'm also here to give my opinion on my experience playing Crossplay in Mortal Kombat 1 so far. So if you guys have been enjoying the Peacemaker action, and if you've been enjoying playing with Peacemaker yourself, make sure you guys leave a like on the video. It's always appreciated. It helps out the channel a ton. Peacemaker is actually going to be available in a few days for everybody. Obviously, he comes out first for people who got the combat pack. So whoever didn't get the combat pack will have a shot at Peacemaker very, very soon. So here we go. All right. Peacemaker, when I saw him in the combat cast, he definitely looked a little goofy. He already looked like he was going to be a pretty solid character because, to be honest, he has everything you want in a character. He has decent zoning. His gun is not bad. Actually, he has pretty good zoning because he has his gun, plus he has Eagly. And if you hit somebody from full screen with a low Eagly, you could actually continue your combo. He has amazing zoning. He has amazing up close situations. He doesn't have your traditional overhead low mix up unless you're using someone like Scorpion, which you could go with the overhead sword, or you could go with low Eagly for a mix up in that way. But you have mix ups in different ways because he has 2-2-1+3, where the ender is a true grab. So if they're ducking or they're stand blocking, he's going to catch them. You have to stop blocking or jump in order to avoid that. But then you could also throw in 2-2 mid Eagly, and then it'll hit the opponent. If you have a cameo like I use with Kano, you could throw the knives and then still finish the combo. So he has mix-ups in that way. He has some staggers. He has 1-2, which is +3 on block. Really, really good. He has a forward 4, which is a mid, right? I find that I get poked out of forward 4 a lot. So I don't think it's like a true mid, but it's still a mid regardless. But I do get poked out of forward 4 quite a bit, especially someone like waking up, pressing down 1, pressing buttons. But it's still a good combo string because you could stop it midway and you're going to be safe, or you could continue it till the ender, but you could cancel the ender, forward 4, 1-2. You could cancel like the last part of it into mid Eagly, which you could cancel anything into the mid Eagly and you're going to be safe because it's minus on, I think it's minus on block enough to be punished, but since he goes backwards, it's almost impossible to punish him. Not only that, but if you're using cameos like Striker and you're using cameos like Kano, you're going to keep even more safety and even continue your pressure because of those specific cameos. So I think Peacemaker is one of the best characters in the game for sure. I don't know if he's the best because he only has come out for a few days. So the unfamiliarity is still catching a lot of people off guard. So I think there needs to be some more time to pass by to see how successful Peacemaker is still going to be 2 weeks down the road, three weeks down the road. But he's definitely one of the best characters in the game. He has everything you want in a character. The things that I mentioned before, plus he has insane damage. His damage is like ridiculous, especially if you're using Striker. For some reason, when you use Striker, the scaling on combos gets ignored. And I really hope that they don't change this because we want to do a lot of damage. Because you're using all your resources, right? You're using both your Striker cameos that protect you when you're using the torpedo. So you're using all your resources. Yeah, you're only using a bar of meter, but the cameos are really important resources in MK1. So you're using all your resources, plus you actually have to hit somebody with a forward 4-1. So I really hope that they don't nerf his damage because it's one of the most fun things about him, because the damage just gets ignored completely. So he does insane damage. I use him with Kano just because I knew that everyone's going to use him with Striker, and you could accomplish the same combos, the same thing with Kano. So I'm like, let me just use Kano because I haven't really used Kano as a cameo. But I'm going to try him out with Striker. I'm going to try him out with Scorpion, Cyrax, a couple of these other characters that I want to try out playing Peacemaker. But he's a lot of fun. He has anti-zoning too with his reflect. I don't know what the hell you call like his projectile invulnerability. He has that, so he could win the zoning wars. So Peacemaker is definitely one of the best characters in the game. In my opinion, I think he is the best DLC character that has come out so far. Omni-Man was really good. Quan Chi was definitely not, as far as being in if you're talking about comparing him with other characters tier list wise, Quan Chi was definitely never in the top. He has some good stuff, but he also had a lot of problems that came with him. So Quan Chi was definitely not up there with characters like Omni-Man and Peacemaker, but I think with the fact that Peacemaker has a lot of safety, a lot of pressure, a lot of mix-ups, a lot of zoning. He pretty much has everything you want in a character. So I think he's better than Omni-Man, even though I did say in one of my videos that Omni-Man is better, but I think I was just salty because I was getting my ass whooped. So I definitely think that Peacemaker is better than Omni-Man. He's the best DLC character that has come out so far. And it's very surprising because, I mean, I really didn't think that Peacemaker... I never watched the shows. I did watch the second Suicide Squad movie where he comes out. He was definitely a standout for sure. John Cena just kills it in the role, man. He does amazing playing the Peacemaker role. But I never watched the show. So I didn't really expect much. I was just like, all right, give me a fun character and I'll be happy. But who knew that Peacemaker was going to have so much stuff to work with? Like, he is a ton of fun. The one time that I streamed Peacemaker on release day, I played him for 5 hours, and it didn't even feel like it. It felt like I played him for 2 hours. I was just having a ton of fun. So he's great, man. He's great. I'm very, very, very impressed and very happy with the DLC characters so far. Even Quan Chi, because, you know, even though he had gaps and everything, his combo potential is really fun. Obviously, you guys know I love Omni-Man. He has amazing combos, especially with characters like Scorpion, with Chameleon. He's a lot of fun. So I've been really impressed so far with the DLC characters that have dropped for MK1, which makes me even more excited because my boy Ermac is next. And it's gonna be amazing because we didn't get we did not get him in MK11, and he hasn't been obviously with Injustice, there's been a huge gap where I have not been able to play a new version of Ermac. I cannot wait. But how good is Peacemaker actually? Peacemaker is definitely one of the best characters in the game. If I were to put him in a category, I would put him in S tier for sure because he has everything you want in a character. And not only that, but he's a ton of fun. So I will put him up there in the S tier category. One of the best characters in the game for sure. So I want to talk real quick about Crossplay because Crossplay was introduced with the Peacemaker update. I think Crossplay so far has felt very smooth. I haven't really felt any difference as far as connections being worse or stuttering problems. The only thing that I have to say about Crossplay that has been a negative has been the freezing issues. I have noticed more so after Crossplay was introduced that the game just disconnects us from the server. My game freezes for a long time, and that's been happening way more than I would like. It's happened at least maybe 5 times more than it had before Crossplay was introduced. So I'm pretty sure that it has to do with Crossplay. So that's the only negative that I have about Crossplay. But for the most part, 95% of my matches have been really smooth. I've been having a lot of fun having a variety of opponents to fight from PC, PlayStation, and obviously I play on Xbox. I don't need to go to the PS5 and like play PS5 because I could just play crossplay and player matches any combat league. So I definitely think crossplay has been a success so far because the connections pretty much feel the same. So if everything is pretty much the same and then you add in the new pool of players, like a combined pool of players, I think it's a success because if it would have launched and it would have like disconnected you every two other matches and you would have had problems, then yeah, it would have been a disaster. But so far, I think crossplay has been a success. But that's just my experience. Let me know what you guys have experienced playing crossplay on MK1. But so far for me, I've been enjoying it because we get that extra pool of players to pick from. So that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Just wanted to do a quick video talking about my opinions on Peacemaker because a lot of people have been asking me, where do you think Peacemaker is on the tier list? I have no idea, but I mean, I have no idea in comparison to other characters that were top tier, like Sindel, Kenshi, characters like that. But as far as I'm concerned, he's definitely in the S tier category. So that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.